TV soap news and spoilers. Do Bill Thornton and Leslie Thomas share a dark, unspoken secret that could unravel the very fabric of the show's narrative? Fans have been buzzing since Leslie's explosive revelation at Ted and Nicole Richardson's wedding anniversary party, a moment that not only shattered the illusion of marital bliss but also cast a shadow of suspicion over her past with the enigmatic and ruthless Bill. As the cameras linger on their guarded expressions and cryptic exchanges, one cannot help but wonder, what lies beneath the surface of their tangled history? Is there a truth so shocking that it could redefine the legacy of Beyond the Gates? Let us embark on a journey through the clues, the motives, and the tantalizing possibilities, as we explore the potential secret that binds Bill and Leslie, and the devastating consequences it could unleash. The air was thick with anticipation at the Richardson estate, where the elite of Beyond the Gates gathered to celebrate Ted and Nicole's 10th wedding anniversary. Crystal chandeliers cast a warm glow over the opulent ballroom, where champagne flowed and secrets simmered beneath polished smiles. The guests, draped in designer gowns and tailored tuxedos, were blissfully unaware of the storm about to erupt. Leslie Thomas, with her signature crimson lipstick and a dress that clung to her like a second skin, stood poised at the edge of the crowd, her eyes glinting with a dangerous mix of defiance and desperation. As Ted raised a glass to toast his wife, Leslie stepped forward, her heels clicking ominously on the marble floor. The room fell silent, every eye drawn to her commanding presence. "I have something to say," she declared, her voice cutting through the murmurs like a blade. What followed was a confession that sent shockwaves through the gathering. Leslie revealed her long-buried love affair with Ted, a passionate entanglement that had spanned years and defied the sanctity of his marriage to Nicole. But the revelations did not end there. With a theatrical flourish, Leslie dropped an even greater bombshell. She had not suffered a miscarriage, as she had once claimed, but had given birth to a daughter, Eva, who was now a young woman entangled in her mother's schemes. The crowd gasped, glasses clinking as hands trembled. Nicole's face drained of color, her eyes darting to Ted, who stood frozen, his jaw clenched. But amidst the chaos, one name slipped from Leslie's lips that turned heads and raised eyebrows: Bill Thornton. The mention was fleeting, almost casual, yet it carried the weight of 1,000 unspoken truths. Why had Leslie invoked Bill's name in this moment of raw vulnerability? What connection did this ruthless patriarch have to her sordid tale? The seeds of suspicion were sown, and for fans of Beyond the Gates, the question loomed large: was there a deeper, darker secret linking Bill and Leslie, one that could rewrite the history of their world? To understand the potential secret between Bill and Leslie, we must first dissect the characters themselves, for they are two sides of the same treacherous coin. Bill Thornton, the silver-haired tycoon with a smile as sharp as a guillotine, is a man who wields power like a weapon. His empire, built on real estate and corporate manipulation, is matched only by his devotion to his daughter, Cassandra. To the world, Bill is a doting father, showering Cassandra with wealth, opportunity, and affection. But beneath this facade lies a man who has crushed rivals, bribed officials, and orchestrated betrayals with chilling precision. His charm is a mask, his loyalty a currency spent only on those who serve his agenda. Bill is a villain who thrives in the shadows, his every move calculated to maintain his dominion. Leslie Thomas, on the other hand, is a tempest of ambition and cunning, a woman whose beauty is as lethal as her intellect. With her piercing green eyes and a voice that can shift from honeyed warmth to icy menace, Leslie has clawed her way from obscurity to infamy. Her obsession with Ted Richardson is no secret, a burning fixation that has driven her to sabotage his marriage and manipulate those around her. But Leslie's villainy extends beyond her romantic pursuits. Her daughter, Eva, is both her greatest weapon and her most tragic pawn, a young woman molded by her mother's machinations into a tool for vengeance. Unlike Bill, who elevates his daughter to a pedestal, Leslie exploits Eva, using her loyalty to further her own schemes. The contrast is stark, yet the parallels are undeniable. Both Bill and Leslie are liars, manipulators, and architects of chaos, their moral compasses shattered by ambition. Their shared villainy raises a tantalizing question. Could their paths have crossed in a way that binds them in secrecy? The mere mention of Bill's name during Leslie's confession suggests a connection that transcends their public personas. Were they allies in a past scheme? Rivals locked in a clandestine battle? Or, perhaps most shockingly, lovers whose forbidden passion left a legacy that could destroy them both? To unravel this mystery, we must delve into the past, piecing together the fragments of their history to uncover the truth. The timeline of Beyond the Gates is a tapestry of secrets, and the threads of Bill and Leslie's lives are woven tightly together in its early chapters. 20 years ago, when the show's narrative was still taking shape, both characters were rising stars in their respective worlds. Bill was a young real estate mogul, cutting his teeth on shady deals and building his empire brick by brick. Leslie, then a struggling actress with dreams of grandeur, was navigating the cutthroat social circles of the elite, using her charm to secure allies and eliminate obstacles. Their paths likely crossed at the glittering galas and shadowy backrooms where power was brokered and secrets were born. Imagine a moonlit night at the Thornton estate, where a charity gala masks a web of intrigue. Bill, in a tailored suit that accentuates his commanding presence, sips bourbon as he surveys the room. Leslie, radiant in a gown that catches every eye, approaches him with a smile that promises both danger and delight. Their conversation is laced with double entendres, each word a chess move in a game neither fully understands. Sparks fly, not of love, but of mutual recognition, a shared hunger for power, a willingness to bend morality to their will. In that moment, a pact is formed, or perhaps something more intimate. Could this have been the genesis of a secret affair, a fleeting but consequential liaison that left an indelible mark on their lives? Leslie's obsession with Ted is well documented, a fiery passion that has defined her arc for seasons. But obsession does not preclude other entanglements. In the chaotic, hedonistic world of Beyond the Gates, fidelity is a rare commodity, and Leslie's ambition would not have stopped her from forging alliances, or crossing lines, with a man as powerful as Bill. If they did share a romantic encounter, it would have been a collision of titans, two predators circling each other in a dance of desire and deceit. The fallout from such an affair could be catastrophic, especially if it produced a child like Eva. At the heart of this mystery lies Eva, Leslie's daughter, whose very existence is a testament to her mother's duplicity. Introduced as a tragic figure manipulated by Leslie's schemes, Eva is a young woman caught in the crossfire of her mother's vendetta against the Richardson family. Leslie's revelation that Eva was not the result of a miscarriage but a living, breathing child stunned viewers, not only for its audacity but for the implications it carried. Eva, now in her early 20s, has been molded into an extension of Leslie's will, her loyalty exploited to sow discord among the Richardsons. But Eva is no mere puppet. Her growing awareness of her mother's manipulations has sparked guilt and rebellion, setting the stage for a potential reckoning. The question of Eva's paternity is where the plot thickens. Leslie has claimed that Ted is Eva's father, a revelation that shattered Nicole's world and drove a wedge through the Richardson family. But the mention of Bill's name during Leslie's confession raises a chilling possibility. Could Eva be Bill's daughter? The evidence is circumstantial but compelling. Bill's devotion to his daughter Cassandra is legendary, a stark contrast to Leslie's callous use of Eva. Yet, if Eva were Bill's child, it would explain his absence from her life, perhaps a deliberate choice to protect his empire or a consequence of Leslie's secrecy. The timeline aligns. Eva's birth would place her conception in the same period when Bill and Leslie's paths likely intersected, a time of ambition, betrayal, and unchecked passion. Picture the scene. Leslie, discovering her pregnancy, confronts Bill in a dimly lit penthouse, the city skyline glittering through the windows. Her voice trembles with rage and fear as she demands his acknowledgement, his support. Bill, ever the pragmatist, sees the child as a liability, a potential scandal that could topple his empire. He offers her money, a deal, anything to keep her silent. Leslie, scorned and ambitious, refuses his terms, choosing instead to weave the child into her own plans, claiming Ted as the father to further her vendetta. The truth, buried beneath layers of lies, festers like a wound, waiting for the moment it will be exposed. Fans of Beyond the Gates are no strangers to parsing subtext, and the show has littered its recent episodes with clues that fuel speculation about Bill and Leslie's secret. Beyond the pivotal moment at the anniversary party, there are subtle hints woven into the dialogue and staging. In a recent episode, Leslie visited Bill's office under the pretense of discussing a business deal, but their conversation was laced with veiled references to past mistakes and debts unpaid. The camera lingered on Bill's clenched fist, the flicker of unease in Leslie's eyes, suggesting a shared history too volatile to name. Then there's the matter of Eva's appearance. Fans have noted her striking resemblance to Cassandra, Bill's daughter, particularly in their piercing blue eyes and sharp cheekbones. While soap operas often play fast and loose with genetics, this visual parallel has sparked heated debates on fan forums. Could it be a deliberate choice by the show's creators, a breadcrumb leading to a revelation about Eva's true parentage? The show's writers are masters of misdirection, but they are also known for planting seeds that bloom seasons later, and this detail feels too precise to be coincidental. Another clue lies in Bill's behavior toward Eva. In a rare moment of interaction, he offered her a cryptic piece of advice: "Don't let your mother's choices define you." The line, delivered with a weight that suggested personal investment, left viewers wondering if Bill knows more about Eva than he lets on. Does he suspect she is his daughter? Or does he know it for a fact, carrying the burden of that truth in silence? The ambiguity is maddening, but it's precisely the kind of slow-burn storytelling that keeps Beyond the Gates fans glued to their screens. If Bill and Leslie did share a secret affair that resulted in Eva's birth, the revelation would be a seismic event in the world of Beyond the Gates. For Leslie, it would mean the collapse of her carefully constructed narrative about Ted, exposing her lies to Eva and the world. Her credibility, already fragile, would crumble, and her hold over Eva would weaken as her daughter grappled with the truth. Leslie's obsession with Ted has been her driving force, but a connection to Bill could shift the dynamics of her vendetta, forcing her to confront a past she has long buried. For Bill, the stakes are even higher. His empire is built on control, and a secret daughter would be a vulnerability he cannot afford. Cassandra, his pride and joy, would face the emotional fallout of discovering a half-sister, potentially fracturing their bond. The Thornton family, already a house of cards held together by Bill's iron will, could collapse under the weight of scandal. And then there's the matter of Ted and Nicole, whose marriage is already on life support. A revelation about Eva's paternity would not only absolve Ted of some guilt but also reignite his conflict with Bill, a rivalry that has simmered for decades. Eva herself would be the most tragic casualty. Already torn between loyalty to her mother and guilt over her role in the Richardson family's destruction, learning that Bill is her father would upend her identity. Would she seek a relationship with him, hoping to find the paternal love Leslie denied her? Or would she reject him, seeing in him the same ruthless ambition that has poisoned her life? The emotional complexity of Eva's journey would be a goldmine for the show's writers, offering a chance to explore themes of identity, betrayal, and redemption. Fan fiction has also exploded, with writers crafting elaborate scenarios where Bill and Leslie's past affair comes to light in dramatic fashion: courtroom showdowns, tearful confrontations, even a DNA test reveal at a masquerade ball. These stories reflect the fandom's hunger for resolution, but they also highlight the emotional stakes of the theory. For many, the idea of Eva as Bill's daughter is not just a plot twist but a chance to humanize two of the show's most vilified characters, offering them a path to redemption or, at the very least, a reckoning. From a storytelling perspective, a secret linking Bill and Leslie is a masterstroke. Beyond the Gates thrives on its ability to balance campy excess with emotional depth, and this plotline delivers both. The revelation would tie together disparate threads of the show's history, connecting Leslie's vendetta, Bill's empire, and Eva's identity in a single, explosive arc. It would also challenge the audience's perceptions of these characters, forcing us to reconsider their motives and their humanity. Is Leslie's obsession with Ted a mask for her pain over Bill's rejection? Is Bill's devotion to Cassandra a way to atone for abandoning another daughter? These questions add layers to characters who, on the surface, seem irredeemably villainous. The secret also serves as a catalyst for future drama. The fallout would ripple across the show, affecting every major character and storyline. Ted and Nicole's marriage, already battered, could face its final test. Cassandra's loyalty to her father would be strained, potentially pushing her toward rebellion or alliance with unlikely allies. Eva's journey would become a central focus, her struggle to forge her own path a counterpoint to her mother's manipulation. And for Bill and Leslie, the truth would force a confrontation that could either destroy them or forge a new, uneasy alliance. The waiting game. What lies ahead as Beyond the Gates barrels toward its next season, the question of Bill and Leslie's secret looms large. The show's writers have a knack for keeping viewers guessing, and they've dangled just enough clues to keep the speculation alive without confirming anything outright. Will the truth about Eva's paternity come to light in a dramatic reveal, perhaps during a high-stakes event like the Thornton Foundation's annual gala? Or will the writers take a slower approach, letting the tension build as Bill and Leslie dance around their shared history? One thing is certain, the resolution will be explosive. Whether Eva is Bill's daughter or the product of another secret scheme, the truth will reshape the landscape of Beyond the Gates. Fans will be watching, theorizing, and debating, their anticipation fueled by every cryptic line and lingering glance. For now, we can only wait, our imaginations running wild with the possibilities. Is there a big secret between Bill and Leslie? The answer lies in the shadows, waiting to be unveiled. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV soap news and spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.